Now, it's really important that we talk about more of these narcissistic tactics and the strategies that are played. Because if you know these tactics, then you also know that you have the ability to not get stuck in these narcissistic little dance floor of manipulation tactics. And one thing that narcissists seem to have in common is this selective memory amnesia. And you know what that's like? It's like they're the DJs of their own reality. And they're spinning tracks that only play their greatest hits and just conveniently skipping over all the tunes where, they narcissists may have messed up. And they'd be like, I don't remember saying that, or that never happened. It's like a narcissist memory bank is less a bank and more of like just a black hole. One that selectively, swallows up anything that doesn't shine a spotlight on, their brilliance. The thing to be careful of with narcissists is just, this victim card that they always play. And you can imagine as if like the narcissist is like the lead actor in the script that they've created, directed, and produced. And the role that they're always playing is they're the misunderstood hero and everyone else is the villain. It's as if they cast themselves as the reverse Robin Hood. And what are they doing? They're like stealing sympathy in order to enrich the narcissist's own narrative. Narcissists are so good at twisting that story so carefully. They got such great skills at it. It's like you think that the narcissist was like gunning for the Oscar for a category that they just made up. Best dramatic performance by a villain in victim's clothing. And these games, they're just so relentless, they just don't stop. Withholding information, that's another tactic that narcissists use. It's like they're playing this game of keep away. It's like they think they're magicians of, the information world. And their job is to make sure that the rabbit stays inside the hat and then you're left clapping on an empty stage. And it's true, you are participating on this weird stage, all right. But you're the only one that didn't get the memo. This is improv night. The other thing to be careful of is like when you're in a conversation with a narcissist, what you'll find is they're constantly changing the subject. This is a narcissist version of a smoke bomb. Just it's like the moment you start zeroing in on the truth, it's just like bam. It's like the narcissist will just throw down a diversion and then just disappear into the conversation. And suddenly, you're talking about the weather. And suddenly you find out you're talking about the weather in Portugal. Or a meme where a baby is riding a cat. And it's less about a conversation, a back and forth one-on-one. And it's more about just this wild ride through this weird hall of mirrors where every reflection is just another distraction. Squirrel! And like narcissists, they're master at playing this game of being just defensive. If a narcissist had a spirit animal, it'd be a porcupine on steroids. Because it's like those quills, they come out at the slightest little provocation. Any kind of little threat to their teeny-weeny egos. And confront them. And then they just transform faster than a transformer. It's like they have this super sensitive filter to their egos. And suddenly they'll go from being calm to just boom. They'll just transform right into just this armored tank of just indignation and blame. You're like, me? Wrong? Impossible! You must be looking in the mirror. You're not looking in the mirror. No one can have an ego that fragile that they need to attack to defend it. So I know I've spoken about a lot of different tactics, and these are just a review of what we talked about. It's this selective memory, playing the victim card, withholding information, changing the subject, this defensiveness strategies. And once you kind of see these, it's suddenly like you just get this epiphany where it's just like, oh, I've been reading this map upside down. And the moment that it clicks, you're no longer lost. You're on the path that leads out of this just bewildering Mesopotamia of just nonsenseness. Because by learning these tactics, they're not just, narcissistic tactics that you need to watch out for, but they end up, as you kind of start learning more and more, what they end up being is they're like breadcrumbs leading you back to your sanity. And each one of these little nuggets of information that you pick up brings you one step closer to home, to a place where your voice and your truth are just heard. They're the only ones that matter. Because if you imagine the shadows of all these narcissistic manipulation strategies, your awareness becomes like the sun. It's what's going to keep you warm. It's what's going to keep you grounded. Even in the most coldest and most twisted landscapes that a narcissist can cultivate. Because the power that the narcissist has created, it is almost like a castle that's just built on sand. And through this knowledge and through this wisdom, it just becomes like your tide of resilience that just washes it away slowly and slowly. And it's not that you're just navigating this narcissistic, toxic little labyrinth that you're creating, but you're paving a highway to a healthier, more genuine you. So keep those lights on, keep them bright, and turn the map right side up. It's time to march forward, because we're marching forward out of this chaos and into our own sanity, because we're not pawns in their stupid little game. because we're going to become the kings and queens of our own destiny. Well, I do hope that you found this information really helpful. I know there's a lot of information in here. What you might find is you might need to watch it 2 or 3 times just to really get a handle for it, because I did cram it with a lot of information. And I do ask, if you did enjoy it, just to like, to comment, to follow, because it's important to that the more people that kind of see this and more people interact with it, the better chances are that the people who actually need to see this are going to see it. And if you don't know who I am, or you're new to my feed, my name is Miles. I'm a hypnotherapist. I specialize in helping people recover from just these toxic dynamics, because they do scramble our brains a little bit. And it's important to have somebody that knows what that's all about, and then be able to untangle it. So if you want to know more information about my recovery program, you can type in Narcovery Recovery, and I'll post a link to my program below. All right. Thank you so much.